When the leaders of the world's two largest economies sit down at a diplomatic summit, every word is carefully measured. Chinese President Xi Jinping delivered a specific warning to Donald Trump. If their nations clashed, nobody would walk away the victor. The damage would be catastrophic for both sides. The American leadership heard the message clearly. A preemptive strike, whether economic or military, would guarantee an equal amount of pain in return. Almost immediately, geopolitical analysts and political conductors turned to social media, dusting off an obscure piece of historical vocabulary to describe the exchange, the Thucydides trap. It is highly unusual for a 2,400-year-old concept to suddenly dominate modern foreign policy discussions. To understand exactly what Xi Jinping was silently threatening, we have to look past current trade disputes and return to the battlefields of ancient Greece. Long before the United States and China, the ancient Greek world was deeply polarized by two opposing superpowers. A local historian named Thucydides lived right in the middle of it. From his home, he set out to document the grueling, decades-long war that eventually tore his society apart. On one side of this conflict was Sparta, the deeply entrenched, established military hegemon of the region. On the other side was Thucydides' own city of Athens, a newly confident empire rapidly expanding its wealth and reach across the sea. As he watched the conflict drag on, Thucydides realized the bloodshed was the result of a predictable, mechanical reaction between an aging power and a rising one. The trap works like this. As a new state gains wealth and influence, the older, established state begins to feel a profound insecurity. That insecurity quickly curdles into paranoia, and the older power panics about losing their dominance. Driven by this fear, the established power makes a fatal calculation. They decide to launch a preemptive war, trying to crush the rising state while they still have the upper hand. But the quick, decisive victory they expect rarely materializes. Instead, the two sides lock themselves into a brutal, grinding conflict that hollows out both nations. The trap snaps shut, destroying the exact dominance the older power was trying to protect. Fast forward to the present day, and those exact same variables are actively aligning on the global stage. The United States occupies the position of Sparta. It is the established global hegemon, watching its traditional influence face real friction and growing increasingly anxious about its future status. China fills the role of Athens. It is expanding its economic footprint and military capabilities at a speed that directly challenges the old order. The psychological pressures that burn down ancient Greece are now fully active between Washington and Beijing. With that history in mind, President Xi's message from the summit takes on a highly specific meaning. Xi's warning mirrors the exact dynamics Thucydides documented centuries ago. By framing conflict as a guaranteed mutual loss, he is articulating the core tension of their shared reality. This communication forces a focus on a precarious balance of power. For analysts, it serves as a reminder that acting on institutional insecurity, the very thing that triggered Sparta, would lead to the same catastrophic result today. For American leaders, navigating this relationship means fighting back against thousands of years of human nature, actively resisting the urge to let fear dictate policy. Because historically, the greatest threat to global peace has rarely been a new power's ambition. It is almost always the older power's uncontrollable fear.